Good afternoon. Welcome to the channel. Thank you for tuning in, yo. It is a very beautiful Monday afternoon, just before 2:30 p.m. I'm out here, yo, taking care of business. Real quick in this short video, if you have been contemplating fasting or thinking about it, or you just been thinking about it for so long and you haven't started it yet, maybe you did start but you're having some trouble, I'm going to give you some pointers to stay on top of it and even how to begin. I brought this up before, but those of you who are new and haven't really watched my old videos, this is like more of an updated version. So I had, just before the year ended, I made a video, and I said in that video I was going to fast for a whole 7 days, just strictly water and stuff like that, but I did not complete it. I failed it, you know what I'm saying, and I just flew too close to the sun. I guess you could say that. I was too confident. I was more than certain that I was going to be able to do it, but it didn't happen. But it's okay though. I'm not going to be so hard on myself, because that is a long time with no food. And before you can even think about going days without eating food, you must prepare for it. Begin with intermittent fasting. And guys, we have internet access 24/7, 365 days a year. Even if you don't have a phone, there's somewhere where you can use the internet, and we got to start taking advantage of that. You know what I'm saying? There's all sorts of information online and on YouTube. A doctor I've been getting information from, his name's Dr. Jason Fung. He's like a pro when it comes to fasting. So if you want more in depth, I'd suggest you check him out. His name's Dr. Jason Fung on YouTube. He has all sorts of videos on fasting. But when I begun, it was extremely difficult to do. It was a couple months after the pandemic started. Once that started, my job, people started buying an abundance of snacks and junk food and chips and hot dogs. It was like they were getting ready for a little party, and I was so disgusted by that, because that wasn't the time to start doing all that celebration, you know what I'm saying, because the world ended essentially. So that was what really inspired me to like really begin fasting, because I didn't want to be part of that crowd, part of that matrix who just is so asleep. But when I started, I believe I started with a 12 or 14 hour fast, and it was hard. And I work at a retail convenience store, and being around those snacks and all day and everything, I would break my fast. And a big mistake, the first mistake I made, was drinking calories. Even if it's a Gatorade or something with if you go to a gas station or something and get a fountain drink that has calories in it, and most likely it's going to have sugar, it's going to have high fructose corn syrup. High fructose corn syrup is very foreign to the body. I'm still working on drinking less of it. I'm doing a really good job, but eventually one day I just want to completely eliminate that from entering my body, my vessel. So yeah, that's a first mistake I made. Even though I wasn't eating, I would still go to the fountain and get a Gatorade or whatever. No soda or anything like that, but even though it wasn't food, it still contains calories and all that stuff. Once it enters your body, you've broken your fast. That means you have to start over. Now, depending on how much you've consumed, you could get away with it, but it's just better to avoid all that. Just strictly drink water or maybe some hot tea in the morning. And don't forget to add some salt to your water. What I use is pink Himalayan salt. And the reason why you want to do that is because if you're drinking distilled water all day long, you're constantly flushing out everything in your body, all the salt, everything the minerals that we need. So putting a little bit of pink Himalayan salt in your water, that's going to help you out. It's going to keep you hydrated, give you electrolytes, because you don't want to flush out all those, because you're going to start passing out and get dizzy and stuff like that. So yeah, and a second pointer I can give is that before you go days, you gotta really work at it. It takes time. Take little baby steps, and you're gonna slowly but surely, gradually build. It's gonna get a lot easier, so much easier, and you're gonna be amazed. You're gonna get less hungry. You're gonna spend less time going to the grocery store, spending less gas going to the grocery store. saving money because you're buying less groceries. You're not going out to eat as much. Even though I'll still go every now and then, but it's restricted. No fried food or nothing like that. No really big meals all at once because our bodies don't really need all that. But the society is conditioning us to eat so much. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Snacks in between. That's so bad for it, especially snacking. Snacking between your meals is very bad because every time you eat, you put something in your mouth, you trigger insulin, and that's the enemy right there. You don't want to spike that insulin. Like, you can count your calories all day long, but if you're not watching when you eat, then it doesn't really matter. And sugar is a really big enemy too, because it's everywhere, it's hidden, and people don't realize how much sugar they're consuming. But back to fasting tips, yo. So the first thing I said, no drinking the calories. No, even though like you can drink some black tea every now and then, but like I said, it's just better with water. And second thing, start practicing other stuff. I'm saying, if you're a guy, no fap, I'm saying, that's going to keep you distracted. See, once you start doing all this, you're going to be so distracted that you're not even going to think about that or eating or whatever the case is. You're going to have more time to get out into nature and meditate and stuff like that. See, it's more than just one thing. You got to add all these different things so that way you can unlock your full potential. So yeah, I'm out here. I did eat today, but I'm planning on continuing the what do you call it? Going days without eating. So I want to go 7 days, but before that, I want to go to 5 because I have gone to 3.5 and I just overshot it. Okay, I've done 3.5. I can go 7, but no, I believe I'm just gonna start back over and just build myself up to 5, and then build my way up to 7, and then maybe 2 weeks, and eventually 30 days. But yeah, guys, and another tip, man, you're gonna get hungry obviously when you begin intermittent fasting. The difference between intermittent fasting and fasting, intermittent is like going 14 hours, 16 hours, 18 hours, 20, whatever hours it is. But fasting is like where you go days and days. But start intermittent fasting first, and it's gonna be hard, yo. You might get a little dizzy, you might get a little tired, and even though it's gonna be kind of hard, but try not to work as much. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how I messed up yesterday, because I worked a double at my job, and that wasn't smart because it's supposed to conserve your energy. If I didn't work a double yesterday, I would still be in a fasted state for over a day, but I'm not. But it's all good though, you know what I'm saying? Because this isn't an overnight success, but these things are going to help you out. And guys, like, losing weight, that's like the very last thing you should think about. Yeah, it's awesome, and you're probably looking forward to it, but that's only the beginning, because what you're doing when you start fasting, you go 1 day, 2 days, miracles start happening inside our gut, because we don't realize there's trillions and billions of bacteria living inside here. And this is for years and years and decades of shoving junk food down our throat, and we don't realize it, and it gets stuck here and it stays there all this time, and it never has a chance to clean itself out because we're so used to eating all the time, in the morning, in the afternoon, at night, late night snacking. And so our intestines, our gut, are constantly at work digesting all that, and a lot of that stuff, all that junk food, is foreign to the body, so it's going to take longer to digest it, because the intestines don't know what to do with foreign things. It's like an enemy. It's like it's alien to the body, but we don't realize it because we're so used to it. So, and it's good for the brain too, because when you're digesting, your body sends blood down to your gut to put in the work. You know what I'm saying? And when it's empty for so long, your body, like, all fat is energy reserve. You know what I'm saying? So when you don't have any food, your body's just kind of bored. You're just like, oh, hey, your stomach's like, hey, he's not shoving down cookies, or he's not shoving down pasta, or he's not shoving down pizza or whatever, or spaghetti. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, well, guys, I guess we got time. Let's start cleaning up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ever have a job and it's really slow, and then the boss is like, okay, guys, let's get detail cleaning. let's clean the air vents and let's get under the register or something like that. That's the same thing with our bodies. You know what I'm saying? It's slow. It's a slow day, at the store. So our body's like, all right, well, we got nothing else to do. Let's start working off this fat. Let's start disposing of these dead cells. Let's start repairing our dead cells, our dead proteins, and it has a lot to do with our stem cells as well. A lot of repair and regeneration begins on an empty stomach, because it's not our gut isn't constantly trying to digest food. So now it finally has a break. It finally has time to clean itself out, and you'll be amazed by the first day, second day, third day. When you go to the restroom, you'll be amazed. Like, wow, this really is a natural medicine. Our ancestors did this, but this is lost information, and we have to go back in time, yo. We have to practice these things that our ancestors did, because without fasting, we wouldn't be here. Our ancestors had to fast. They had no choice. You know what I'm saying? They would go days, longer than that, maybe weeks, months, and their senses sharpened. Their eyes are more focused. Their hearing, all their senses increased. You know what I'm saying? It's very, very magnificent what the human body can do. So that's why you want to start fasting too. It's going to take time, it is, but start now. This is a new year, yo. What I did when I first started, I would do maybe 2 or 3 days a week where I would do intermittent fasting, like a 14-hour fast one day, and then the next day I probably wouldn't do it. Maybe the day after that I wouldn't do it either, and then I would get right back on it. Like, okay, I'm going to start fasting 14 hours, and then I'll build myself to 16, and then that got really easy, and then you're going to start doing 18-hour fast, 20. Before you know it, you just get less hungry, spending less money on junk food and stuff like that. So it's amazing. All this stuff is amazing. Not only are we saving money, but we're also cleaning out our gut. Our gut is so special, yo. It's a second brain. This brain and this brain, they communicate with each other, but there's so much blockage inside here because of all that crap we shoved down our throats. But yeah, guys, it's gonna be hard, but you can do it, yo. You really can. I stopped eating meat. If I didn't begin fasting last year, I would still be eating meat right now, but it's almost been 3 months, and I have no intentions on going back. Whenever I go out to eat or something and there's meat on the menu, it's not even a question if I'm gonna get it. It's just like, no, I'm avoiding meat at all costs. So who knows what I can give up in a month or two? Maybe sugar entirely. That's gonna be a little bit harder because, like I said, it isn't everything. But that's gonna do it for this video, guys. I try to make it short, but I was kind of on a roll, and plus I do want to get this information out because somebody needs to hear it, and I don't want you to keep going more years and more years not fasting and watching what you eat because you want to be my age or way older and then just be getting that. No, start now. I wish I started when I was a kid. You know how healthier I would be? I'm not saying I'm unhealthy, but man, I would be in a better state of mind. Fasting is very good, healthy for the brain too, especially too. So yeah, begin now, yo. Start with a 12-hour fast. Here's another tip, yo. It's easier if you stop eating earlier in the day. One last thing before I go. Let's say you stop eating at 3 p.m. You had a lunch, and then you just go the rest of the day without eating. But keep yourself busy and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And try not to work out as much because you're gonna get hungry too. And you go to bed at 10 p.m. That's 7 hours right there. And then you sleep for another 8 hours. That's 15 hours. And then let's say you just skip your breakfast. You're adding all those hours, and it just adds up. And then you can eat. So things like that, yo. But take your time, take baby steps, and you're gonna get there, right? All right, guys. Thanks for watching, man. If you have any questions, drop a comment, and I'll see what I can do to answer your questions as best I can. Okay. All right, guys. Remember, get out in the sun, get out to nature, keep drinking your distilled water, and remember, squat down, keep your knees engaged, sit like this, get nice and comfy. All right. And until next time. All right. Happy Monday. Bye.